My name is Paula Heath. I'm from Zellwood, Florida, originally from East Tennessee. That's where the accent comes from. And I have been patching since February a year ago. And my friend Karen, that I met through another company and would see her on Facebook all the time, she held up this little patch. And I'm going, I'm so nosy. What is that, Karen? What is that? And so she calls and she shares with me. And my story is I've had bilateral hips, shoulder, and knee replacement. Plus, I have arthritis in both feet. I have stenosis in my back. My bottom lower vertebrae were all fused together from arthritis. I had a blood clot and lost my hair. It's really pretty now, isn't it? But anyway, we just, I was a mess. I couldn't turn over in bed. That was pretty sad. I was pitiful trying to get in the bed. I'd lay out the heating pad, crawl in the bed, lay there, just couldn't move, and couldn't hardly get in and out of the vehicle or bed. It was miserable. My husband had to bring laundry so I could fold it. I couldn't hardly stand to cook or clean, and couldn't garden, which is one of my favorite things to do. So I was a pretty miserable person. And in fact, I was looking at wheelchairs to ride around in my house in, which is not very nice. But if you have to do it, you have to do it. And I mean, I could hardly go into a store. I'd always have to do the, opioids just to get to a store and back, sometimes to the doctor and back. So I was miserable. And so when Karen put this little tiny patch up on Facebook, I said, okay, I got to figure this out. And I just went for it. I mean, I thought, I wish everybody was like me when Karen told me. And of course, I had not heard Karen's remarkable God miracle story. And when she shared that with me, I just thought, I'm going to do it. And didn't bother to ask my husband, which I usually always do. His sister was coming in that day. In fact, he had gone to get her while I was talking to Karen. My patches get here. And of course, my sister-in-law was planning on taking care of me, and put the patch on. And the first day, I mean, just wonderful. I started feeling great. I was a one patch wonder. I really was. And I just began to improve. And of course, I didn't know that they would discharge even in your pocket. Okay. So one morning I got up and I put 3 of these little guys in my pocket, one on my neck and a knee on, and 3 of these in my pocket because I was going to let my son try them. And I didn't make it till my sons until that afternoon, stood out in the hot sun. Now, look, I couldn't stand. My leg would swell so bad, it would be the size of 2 legs. It was awful.
Wow.
And so I come home that night, wasn't in pain the whole day. My leg didn't swell. It was the same size as the other. Of course, I had 4 of these guys on instead of 1. But anyway, and the next day I realized, because he didn't, my son only took 1, and he says, Mom, I couldn't tell it did anything. And I said, just wait. But the next day I put mine on, and it only lasted like 4 hours. And then the results were gone because I had discharged it in my pocket that day.
Yeah.
And so that's a good thing to remember. I can tell you all the what not to do's. So I just had a glorious 3 months. I mean, gardened. I redid my whole garden. I was out with the chickens and the kids, and it was just, I was wonderful. I was wonderful. I was happy. Everything was glorious. And then we don't exactly know what happened, but I went into what they call retracing. And everything just kind of went downhill, and deep depression came, but I could still walk. Okay. And another thing, Peter, now women will really identify with this. My feet were one size bigger than the other. My left foot, because of the swelling from the blood clot, was one size bigger. And so now they're both the same size. I would show you, but I'm not going to. I don't have a pedicure. But anyway, they're both the same size. My hair grew back. Something I didn't expect to happen is I had a lipoma on my arm about the size of a duck egg. It's probably about the size of, I don't know, It's very small now. And my hair grew back. Like I said, I think I look pretty good for 76 years old. I just had a birthday in June. And
Wow.
so I'm a real happy person. But those 7 months, you want to say something, Peter?
Well, I mean, because your testimonial is so intense and so long, I want to make sure everybody is grasping, okay, what
Okay.
has happened to you in less
Yes.
than a year, in about a year and a half.
A
So
year and a half.
since January of 2023, you used it, and all these
Yes.
benefits. I mean, people can
Yes.
look at your before and after picture. I think you're one of our models on a lot of our literature now too. So you're very famous now, Paula.
Oh,
But look at
yay.
these
I've
before
always
and
wanted to
after
be
pictures.
famous.
Yeah, I mean, everyone, look at these before and after pictures. I think with the retracing, because as we heal, we do go through deeper, deeper levels
Yes.
in our cells. Okay, everyone. So Paula happened after her third month, and that's why we say, you know, for every decade you're old, 1 month you use, and you go through the whole regeneration and repair process. Due to time, Paula, is there any last words you'd like to leave with our
Do,
audience tonight?
do not quit. Do not quit. Do not quit. I stayed 9 months. I mean, I was able to walk, but other things were not happening. Let me tell you real quick. My friend prayed. She saw me putting a carnosine on my lower spine. I mean, as soon as I got close to my spine with that carnosine, the foot pain stopped, and I haven't had foot pain since. Praise the Lord.